But the other big thing that if Donald Trump is within the margin of error, big tech can easily throw it to Joe Biden. If he's within 3 points is no big deal for big tech to be able to skew and to move the population to cover those 3 or 4 points. They can move up to 15 million people, as already been demonstrated by Dr. Robert Epstein. He has been monitoring these elections. He monitored them in 2016. Remember, he was a guy who voted for Hillary Clinton. He found that the left was using big tech to influence the election for Hillary Clinton. He did it again in 18. He has been looking for anyone with deep, deep pockets to step up. I'm shocked that the Republicans or the president hasn't stepped in and said, we're just going to fund this. I've talked to several people. They always sound interested. And then in Washington, as typical, they never do anything about it. I am going to ask you today, he needs $10 million. This audience has raised $10 million before. And I know it's asking a lot at this time. But I think this is the most important thing we can do. He wants to monitor big tech and actually have all of the evidence in real time, so we know what's going on. Big tech is a giant, invisible enemy. They can cover their tracks, and no one will ever know that a crime was committed unless we have this kind of monitoring. Dr. Epstein is with us now and is going to tell us about it. Doctor, how are you?
Well, Glenn, I'm a little perturbed actually, because I don't understand why the money has not turned up. We got the money pretty easily in 2016, 2018. This year is far, far, far more important. There is so much at stake here. People do not understand what's happening, but this year, we either hand over democracy to these big tech companies or we fight them. This is the year. If we don't fight them, we are literally handing over our government to them. And they know it and they want it, and they're ready to take over. I know not only how to document what they're doing, but I know how to stop them. In those critical few weeks in the swing states, I know how to stop them. I know how to get them to back off and to capture so much data that if they don't back off, some of these people will go to jail.
Do you think that, Robert, some of this is not coming through because everyone is so in bed with big tech?
I don't know what's going on. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, 2 days ago, Fox News ran a big story, Donald Trump Jr. saying straight out, very strong language, that these tech companies are rigging the election this year. Of course, we've heard the president say that in the past, but here's Donald Trump Jr. just 2 days ago. He knows what's going on. I can tell you I'm in touch with other members of the Trump family. They know what's going on. I'm in touch with Ted Cruz's people, and with Ted Cruz, they know what's going on. I've had calls from Senator Ron Johnson from Wisconsin, from several members of Congress, from in the last week from 2 attorneys general. There are a lot of people who understand what's going on. They understand what's at stake. I had a call from the president of a $1.5 billion foundation. Okay, because she's concerned. But where is the funding? I don't understand. It's almost as if there's something screwy happening here.
Yeah, there is.
Because there's something screwy.
Okay,
it's weird.
With $10 million, can you have something effective that will show and possibly stop what's going on?
Well, let's put it this way. If I had never done this before, I would say, I don't know. I have no idea. But because I've done this twice before, I know for sure that what I can do for that much money is set up something in the swing states. There's 6 key swing states. There are 9 others, one could look at. But the point is there's 6 key swing states. In those states, and that's where all the crazy manipulations are happening and are going to happen on a much, much larger scale as we get closer to the election, we can have what we call a panel of field agents. These are anonymous people. We would have at least 1,000. We would be looking over their shoulders as they're using their computers and their mobile devices. And just like the Nielsen company does, when they look over the shoulders of people watching TV, same thing. And we've set up these systems. We know how to do it really fast. We will not only be looking over their shoulders and seeing what these companies are showing them, biased news feeds, biased search results, targeted messages, tweet suppression. We'll be able to document all of that and announce it day after day after day in real time. That's the key here. We will get these companies to back off and give us a free and fair election.
Okay, give me a refresher for somebody who hasn't heard one of your many appearances here. Give me a refresher on how they fix the vote. How do they do it?
There are a number of different ways. The one we're studying right now, which I haven't even discussed with you, but it's the scariest one of all, it turns out. We call it YME, the YouTube manipulation effect. Mm-hmm. They show people a sequence of videos. People have absolutely no idea they're being manipulated. And they control this through what they call the up next algorithm. Mm-hmm. And that, it turns out, is probably more powerful than anything we've discovered in the last 7 years. Do you know that 70% of the videos that people are watching now on video on YouTube are suggested by that up next algorithm? 70%. So they're taking people down rabbit holes. Now, are they influencing your opinion? Not very unlikely, but the point is, they're going after the undecided people, and they know exactly who they are because they have profiles on all of us that are a mile long. They're going after the undecided people, and they can shift people with sequences of YouTube videos, with search results that favor one candidate, news feeds.
Give me the stat on just on the news results, the Google search results, on how many people who are undecided can be swayed without them even knowing that they're being swayed.
A single search where an undecided person is just looking up something election related, looking up something about immigration or the wall or taxes or anything, on a single search, they can shift 20% or more of undecided voters up to 80% in some demographic groups. And they know they have this power, and they exercise this power deliberately. And how do we know this? I've been saying this for a long time, but now we know for sure because the whistleblowers, people who either they fired or have been quit or who have quit, they're telling us, they're confirming that this is what's happening at these companies. And I'm in touch with now, I think 5 or 6 of the whistleblowers from Google and Facebook. They're confirming what I've been warning about for so many years, that these companies are deliberately doing this, and you can't see it. The companies know what they're doing. They know how to do this. It's all subliminal, very, very powerful, and it uses what they call ephemeral experiences, these fleeting experiences, some search results pop in front of your eyeballs, or search suggestions, or a news feeds, or something pops in front of your eyes, impacts you, disappears, is gone forever, and no authorities can go back in time and see what you have been shown. It's not stored anywhere. It's ephemeral.
That's why you need the people behind the shoulder of the people online to be able to record what they're seeing, because that's when you can start breaking it down and saying, look at the manipulation here, and there was no record without your research. Doctor, where can people donate if they want to donate right now?
Well, Glenn, you have raised more money than any single individual has, period, for us, and I'm so grateful. I'm so humbled, really. It's mygoogleresearch.com. Very simple, mygoogleresearch.com. You can donate there if you can make a major gift that explains how to do that. And I'm so grateful to all of your listeners and to you. But having said that, okay, we have to find major donors at this point. And I can't even tell you how many people have contacted me in the past few weeks saying, don't worry, I've got a direct line to Sheldon Adelson. Don't worry, I've got a direct line to Bernie Marcus, to this person, to that person.
We have Donald Trump Jr. on tomorrow. I'm going to bring it up to him, but I don't put my faith in big donors. I really don't. I never have. But how many weeks do we have before we cross the Rubicon?
Well, we kind of crossed it. What's going to happen from this point on is that the number of field agents we can recruit is going to be dropping. So in other words, to be credible with mainstream media and with the courts and with the Federal Election Commission and with the AGs, the larger the number of people we have, the better.
Right. Okay. So I want you to go right now to mygoogleresearch.com. And please, if you know somebody of wealth, please get them to donate. I know this is not the time, but I've said before, I think this audience is the audience that will save the republic. This could be one of those moments. This election is going to be contested, and we have to have some documents on our side if they do indeed manipulate. But they've all said that they're going to, in so many words, in 2016 after the election. And we know it because they're doing it to us now. So please go to mygoogleresearch.com and donate whatever you can and help protect the election. Doctor, we'll talk to you again soon, and let's stay in touch on what's happening with the dollars, and we'll see what we can do in the next week or so. But we'll get you as much money as we can. Thank you so much. Dr. Robert Epstein, you can find him again at mygoogleresearch.com. Please tweet this. Please Facebook. Please send this to everyone you know. This is a red alert and last call. If you want to make sure that they are not manipulating us, you've got to help. mygoogleresearch.com.